I'm gonna stop when I wanna stop, not when you wanna stop. Hi, I'm Malicious Melissa and my co-host.
Adam.
And our guest, Julian. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
So, Julian, when did you get into the BDSM lifestyle?
So that would have been 2014-15. I was really new to it. And I don't know. I guess something about it attracted me. Never thought about it before. And I guess I really got into it just to meet people. And then as time went on, I kind of just realized that I got into things I never thought I'd be into. And that was a surprise.
How old are you?
31.
You had to think about it?
Yeah, it's like my birthday was just recently.
Oh, happy birthday. Nice. Okay, cool. So, how did you get into it then?
So just going online, meeting people, and then just talking to them and seeing what they're into, and I realized that I was.
But did anyone introduce you to it or no?
I didn't really go to that many events at first. I kind of took a little bit of time,
Okay.
but just meeting different people was more than enough because everyone has their own thing, and you can never, at least for me, I could never apply what I learnd maybe in one scenario to another. It's always starting over again.
So did you just go online and join a website? You knew about BDSM, but how did it work for you?
Pretty much, I just started with a website and then kind of went from there. Maybe, we had a mutual friend and then we kind of.
Who was we?
Well, say me and someone I met in the lifestyle, and then we, we happened to have a common connection or had a, mutual friend.
Mm-hmm.
Then I kind of went from there, just meeting people from other people.
Well, you joined FetLife, so was that your first BDSM website or no?
Pretty much, yeah, that was the first one.
Did someone tell you about FetLife?
I think someone did, but I don't remember who. It was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and just in general, if you don't, for me, if I don't ask specific questions, I'll never know that someone else might be in a lifestyle, or maybe they were,
mm-hmm.
maybe it wasn't for them, or something like that.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think drew you to it?
That is a good question. I think the curiosity, just wanting to know what it was all about, just to see what people are into, what people, why they like certain things. There's so many different reasons.
And then what types of roles do you play? And which are your favorite?
So, mostly dominant, switch, and haven't really tried too many other roles as far as being a sub or being a slave or something like that.
Okay.
But I think that, there's still I'm still pretty new to it compared to most of the people I know or been into it for 10 years or something like that. So there's a lot of a lot of room to explore, I think.
So tell me about some of your scenes.
Sure. So mostly just at home. Maybe I've gone to some rope scenarios and
classes where you're learning.
Yeah, classes, dungeons, and I see people new beginners, more experienced people, and there's an attraction to that just because I'm not too familiar with it. And
familiar with what?
More I guess you'd say masochism and kind of
for you?
For me.
Pain inflicted on you?
Yeah.
That's what you're looking to get into?
Right.
Okay.
I think there's something to it, people really enjoy it, and there's a comfort, there's a aspect of it that's controlled, and people are pushing their limits and their boundaries, and I like that part of it.
Mm-hmm. Do you inflict pain on your subs?
It depends. Most of the time, not really, but it's more just goes based on feeling, if it's in the moment and it feels right, or.
So what do you usually do?
It's really just have a safe word and then kind of choking,
during sex or just play?
During sex, it's just during it at some point.
So what, a rough sex?
Yeah, Like,
I am gonna ask for specifics.
yeah, like, well, it doesn't necessarily have to be rough at the time, but um, it just through body language, through like actual verbal, uh, you know, and then I can just I just go with it from there.
Okay, so you
Like,
said that you have a play partner currently, correct?
yes,
Okay, so tell me what you guys do.
sure. So we do different things. So we mostly experiment with positions,
Sex
a-
positions?
yeah,
Okay.
like pressures.
What do you
Uh,
mean pressure? Pressure points?
Not pressure points, but more just like not necessarily hard or soft, but um, like
Pace?
well that too. That's part of it, but
Do you do bondage?
no, we haven't really done much bondage yet, but we do like water sports. Um,
So you
like
what? You're peeing in her mouth?
no, she's in mine actually.
That's you being submissive. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
yeah. I just haven't. That's what I was used to. Like that's how like I don't know how I just met a partner and then kind of got me into that, and then it just
This current partner?
no, just someone I met before that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I never honestly never thought I would like it. I didn't even know how. It just kind of came up,
Mhm.
and
So what? Do you drink pee?
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I do.
During sex or just like
Bef-
separate?
Before sex, actually.
Okay.
It could
So
be
it's not like while you're going down on her and she's peeing and you're drinking it?
no, it's more like foreplay essentially. Like
Okay.
it could even be pre-foreplay, or whatever. But yeah, and then I mean we're probably gonna do more like experiment with it more as like not necessarily like being a sub, but like switching, I guess, switching the roles
Well, has it been where she's been the dominant role
in that
so far?
in that aspect.
No, in your play period. Like I don't know what you guys have done together.
Oh, okay. No, not really. It's mostly been just me kind of controlling the pace and controlling like the
You're talking about sex.
yeah
Okay.
yeah like the situations.
And the choking, and you're choking her. She's not choking you.
No, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, maybe in the future we can do like I know like switching. I think she usually had been just sub, but I think there's a possibility there for both.
Well, she's topping you. I mean, if she's peeing in your mouth, she's not being submissive.
Yeah, well,
That's switching. I mean, it sounds like you guys are just switching. I don't know.
probably actually. Then
And then do you guys do toys or no toys?
we do a little bit of toys, not
What
like
kind
not
of toys?
just like vibrators and dildos.
No impact play toys?
Like blindfolds, a little bit of
Any hitting implements?
no hitting tools.
Okay. yes.
Just
That's what I was getting at.
whatever whatever I was born with my hands or like
You spank her?
yeah.
Okay.
um,
I'm investigating the scene.
oh okay yeah.
So we got like the peeing in your mouth. We got you spanking her.
hmm
What else?
well we're trying to get into more voyeurism, like
So what? Sex out in the open?
out in the open, but just like a small, like not a small crowd, but just like maybe one person watching or
At
like
your house or
you,
at like a dungeon?
at home, and then like
So you like private play?
yeah, and then also well I mean we want to do that too, like we just haven't ventured out to a dungeon.
Well, you said you've been to a dungeon, correct?
But yeah, that was before I met her.
So where did you go?
I went to the Rose, so just Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I liked it.
And what did you see?
Saw the different scenes, mostly either just like kind of orgies or like impact play,
Mm-hmm.
ropes, just socialization. Like slaves also were there, but like hanging out at the bar. Just different things, mostly either orgies or like impact play.
Okay. So let's go back to the peeing and the spanking.
Okay.
So with the peeing, what's the appeal to you? What do you think you like about it?
So the thing I like about it is just I feel like it makes me more connected to the person, but then for them, it also I think it turns them on more. Like it, for some reason, it's kind of like a foreplay. It's kind of like something you do
Because it's
before.
taboo. I mean,
Yeah,
I like it too.
yeah,
There's definitely something to it.
sure.
It's sexy because it's different. I think you know that not a lot of people are doing this, and
Yeah.
that's hot. So yeah, I definitely feel the same way. Okay.
Well, that definitely is, I think, probably the biggest part of like the taboo. Why do I like certain things that, because other people don't like them?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's part of it too. Like if you do it, it's something exotic. There's an exotic part to it, and I
Has
think
she peed on your body?
no.
Okay, I do
Uh,
that in the tub.
oh, okay.
I stand over people.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially like the morning pee. That's the best pee
oh, is
because
it?
it's the strongest pee.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. uh,
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
no, I mean, I don't even mind. Like, it doesn't have much of a taste. I don't think. Like,
Pee?
yeah, I think like just carrying. It's like something that you carry with. For me, it's like something I carry with me. Like, I know it's like in my. It's like a mental thing.
Okay.
Like maybe like drinking someone's cum or something like that. It's
Do you do that too?
no, I haven't really done that. Like not much, but
uh,
it's to me it's similar in a way.
well, I think it's drinking cum is way more extreme than drinking pee.
Uh,
Are you looking to do like forced bi or no?
forced,
Bi? Like
forced
where
by.
a girl forces you to like suck off a guy or him do something to you.
No, I've been asked that before,
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
no. I might do like what is it called? Prostate exams, maybe. Yeah.
But with guys?
Oh no, not with the guy.
So nothing with the guy.
No, I've no.
Okay, well then you're not unless you're drinking your own cum, you're not drinking someone else's cum.
Right. Well,
Okay.
yeah, no. I mean, a woman's like, she's.
Oh, yeah, no, that's not what I was thinking.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, look
Yeah,
at
I
the.
was thinking like ejaculation from a man, and like that's
Oh.
what you're comparing the cum to.
Oh,
But you're
okay.
talking about a woman's
Yeah.
like secretions.
Yeah. A little
Okay.
bit different, but yeah. No. What was I saying? I was saying about something about.
What
Sorry.
about scat play? Do you guys do that?
No, we actually never. I don't think that's ever come up.
Okay.
I don't.
Is that something you're open to or no?
I don't know. I think we gotta do more like water sports where we even like think about that if that was even a possibility. Like I don't know.
Well, I mean, it just depends. The first session that I did water sports in, we went right into the whole thing. Like there wasn't a delay.
Oh,
It
really?
was the whole thing all together. Yeah, it was pretty awesome actually. So
I think it's a good way to start because it's to me it's not even that sexual. Like it's sensual and I mean it's a little sexual. But...
well, it's very private. I mean, you don't want like somebody seeing your shit and like now you're shitting on this person. It's really a private thing. I don't know.
Oh, that okay. I was talking about water sports too.
Yeah, so she's peeing on you. What if she like shit on you?
Oh, okay. I never.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never really thought about that. Like, I mean, I'm really into anal things. Like, maybe I would be into it. I don't know.
You like anal sex?
I mean, like pretty much everything about it. Like, I'm always thinking of new, like things to do with it, and just like new, like experimenting with, like voyeurism, whether it's like public stuff or, like maybe even pain towards me, like turning it into.
For your butt or what?
No, for like for me, like doing like balls in the ass or something like that. I know
What are you talking about? CBT?
it is that is probably part of it, but like actually getting like balls inside a girl's ass.
Oh, okay.
Like there's a
I
pain.
missed that.
Obviously a pain aspect to that, so maybe
Uh-huh.
that's probably why I'm into it.
You can do that. You can stuff them in there.
I mean, I've never tried it. I never like
I've never even
succeeded.
seen porn that does that.
I've never succeeded, but I have tried.
You have tried.
Yeah, and
So what would you do? You would lube up her butt and
yeah,
then try to stuff them in there.
yeah, pretty much. You would have to like obviously practice before you even just try it.
Practice how?
Well,
How
like
do you
stretching,
practice
like
that?
not me. Like she would have to, like using like large dildos or what have you.
To open up.
Pretty much.
Well, no, because like I think it would be similar to like anal beads.
Yeah.
So like it would just be like popping, like balls in there basically, like anal beads. I don't think you'd have to like practice it.
Well,
I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong.
There'd be a lot of
What?
There'd be a lot of warming up though. Like, like if you were just to start from scratch and do it, you'd have to probably have it for at least an hour or do something to.
You're talking about opening up her anus.
Right. Like for me, I don't have to do anything. You know.
No, you can't train them. Yeah, you can't train them. They're gonna feel what they're gonna feel.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what play partners have you had? Have you had someone else besides her?
Before this partner.
This current one, yeah.
Yeah. So before that, I had like a main partner, and then more of like a side partner.
What do you mean main? A main play partner?
Yeah, it's like a primary play partner, and then like a side, not main play partner.
Okay.
And we were both kind of into. We were probably all kind of into lifestyle. Like some of us were into different things. Like my secondary primary partner was into the one that got me into the water sports.
That's when you started that. Okay.
Yeah. And then the other one more into probably like the pain part of it. So it was like a little bit of both.
But they're doing these things to you?
No, I'm doing it to them.
Okay, so have you ever peed in a girl's mouth?
I have not.
Okay.
No.
So is that something you want to do or no?
I probably will. Maybe not in her mouth. Maybe in like somewhere else. But
why? Why not in her mouth?
I mean, it's a possibility. I think it's something about not doing it. Something about doing it somewhere else is more attractive. I don't know why.
To you?
Yeah. Like I like both for sure.
Well, maybe because you like it in your mouth. So.
Yeah. So it's just like a dynamic something to it.
That's possible. So what about like different situations? Were you ever in a bad situation? Did you do anything that you really didn't like? Or
like
played with someone that, I don't know, didn't work out?
I'm sure that has happened. If that did happen, it was probably just like there was no connection to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So as far as I can think of, that's probably been it. I don't really think there's been any situations where I was like, I don't really want to do that again. It's probably all of them. I probably think of all I liked.
You've liked everything you've done so far?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I probably want to do like experiment with like MMF and like FFM. Things like that.
So do you ever do BDSM play where it doesn't involve sex, or is it always sex with you?
It's pretty much always been sex. Like I want to do more. It's like towards sensual and like masochism. That's not.
Sensual what? You being dominated or you dominating someone?
Both. So like me dominating someone with like roping or like choking, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then me being dominated in the same way, but with more stuff like prostate exams, things like CBT, things like that.
Okay. So what is the strangest or most disturbing thing you've seen? Can you think of anything?
Strangest? It's hard to say what is strange, but I guess.
Well, it's strange to you.
Yeah. Even that. I would say. I would say that probably the only thing I could think of is really just like pets, like pet play.
Pet. You don't like that?
I guess I probably don't get it. Of all the other things I've seen.
I do like it.
Yeah.
I do. I don't know. I did a pony session recently. That was fun.
Oh, okay.
So like the pony play and like getting them to neigh and incorporating pain into it when it's not good enough, and I don't know. It was fun.
So like you said pony play.
So he was the horse, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was the horse, and I was making him act like a horse, and if he didn't do it good, I beat him.
Okay.
Is that like a humiliation thing for you, or what do you like about having someone be a pony?
Well, I mean, I love animals, so that's why that I can incorporate animals in which not actually using animals. So I don't know. I like either being the pony or directing my pony.
Okay. So it's not about humiliation.
It might be humiliating for the person, but for me, it's enjoyment.
But that's not why you
do it.
Yeah. not to humiliate them.
No.
Okay, I was just curious.
I mean, they basically, we figure out where we overlap, and then that's where we play. So
Mhm.
this particular sub was into pony play, or at least the fantasy of pony play. So he thought it would be something that he'd like, and I know I like that. So then we incorporated that into the session. I don't know if that explained anything of it, like why I like it. It's fun to pretend.
Yeah.
So, like, you can pretend you're an animal. Like, I meow a lot. I don't know. And I'm not submissive, but I like to be a kitty sometimes. It's
good.
just fun. It's fun to be different.
Yeah, roleplay. I mean, it's been around for I don't know how long. There's a big attraction to it.
Yeah, and it's different than, like, role play where you're using words. Like, if you're trying to be, a doctor or whatever the case is,
Yeah.
something like that. Like, an animal, there's just, it's primal. There's just something so natural about it.
Sure.
It's like getting to our roots. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. That's what I like about it.
That is true.
Sometimes I meow at him, and he's like, okay. It's not going to participate in it, but I like it. What do you think about when I meow?
It's I don't know. I'm not weirded out by it. I'm just like, okay, I'm not gonna meow back. You know.
Do you want to meow back, Julian?
Yeah. Maybe.
That's funny. So, what else? So, what do you have left that you really want to explore? You said pain.
Right.
So
pain.
you want to be beaten.
Right. Beaten.
Like bound, beaten, the whole thing?
Yeah, all of it.
Okay. How's your pain tolerance?
It's pretty high. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's something that I don't know about that would be painful, but I know tickling. I have a low tolerance for some reason. But like as far as
tickling, I've had tickling sessions. Those can be fun.
yeah.
Those can be more fun than actually inflicting pain, which I love.
Okay.
Because you get such a reaction out of someone.
Oh yeah.
And then I could do it like where I use a Wartenberg wheel where I'm incorporating pain and tickling at the same time.
Okay.
That's fun.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. So they're laughing, but I'm hurting them too.
Okay.
As they're getting tickled.
I mean, that sounds good. I mean,
It's like a little wheel with spikes, and you can run it down like the side of the person's body where
okay.
they're like really ticklish.
Yeah, the side is like a big one. For me, it's like stomach, and then like neck is like the biggest one. Pretty much anywhere else is not really that big of a deal.
So, what's your favorite part of being in this lifestyle?
Favorite part is just the people I meet. Like, you never know what they're gonna be into, so it just kind of like the way you look at things is totally different. When I meet someone, I'm like, I don't assume anything at all. I never know what I'm gonna walk into. Like, I never know, like what could happen, in a good way though. But it just makes me ask certain questions that I probably would never have asked before.
For what? For yourself?
For my own interest, my own curiosity, but also just for whatever the dynamic as well.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure out like what they're into, change this conversations completely, and then as far as anything else, probably just, I mean, the sex. Wait, what was the question? Like, what is the?
What was your favorite part of like this lifestyle? You said the people.
And then the people and then the sex. Really, I don't know what else it would be for me. Those would be the two.
Well, like a lot of you guys are not having sessions without sex. Like the sex is so involved in this. I don't know. It's so different for girls, I think, or at least dominant girls. It's rarely sexual with me, so it's all about pushing limits, pain, exploring, but no sex.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's part of it too. I'm not gonna like try and copy you and say the same thing, but like the emotional aspect of it, like I like playing with the boundaries, like going from like sensual to kind of sexual or not. Like, I think it's good to change it and kind of attach different responses and different like mental connections to something instead of associating it a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm trying to change certain things I like and trying to add pain to it or something else to it.
How hard is your Spanx?
Well, they usually start slower most of the time, and then I build them
Light.
up,
Okay.
and then just try and get to some type of threshold, and then see if I can just go past it a little bit.
Well, are you making these girls cry?
No, not really. Maybe for like a second, but not like for
Actual tears.
not for
So
like
they're just crying out.
yeah,
Okay.
not for like an extended amount of time.
Do you leave marks?
Yeah, I leave marks just because I have like a thicker hand, but I mean it's not like the intention. It's more about the
You're not
experience.
trying to leave marks?
No, I kind of just am not. I don't really care about the outcome as much. It's just about the experience in the moment. And if I leave a mark, okay, I guess that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's not. I don't really have any other goal other than to just bring about pain and just make it a good experience.
A good experience for both of you guys?
Yeah, for both. I mean, if I'm not enjoying it, then there's really no point in doing it.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's usually about the top kind of taking it their way and then knowing what's good for both partners. I do things because I like them. So it's a little bit different, and then, the person ends up liking it as well.
Yeah.
But I actually go in trying to make marks.
Okay.
Like, that's the intention of it. And you'll get, like, some of these guys that are like, oh, I want a session, but I don't want any marks. Like, really, guy? I mean, come on. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be marks. Like, it's hard to kind of tone that down. That's why I don't really like playing with married people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because a lot of them that I've played with, they're not having sex with their wives or whatever the case is. So, like, I can beat them on their behinds because they can leave their underwear on. And so then that could be, like, black and blue. But, like, their back, you got to stay away from it.
Okay.
So how does this lifestyle affect your personal life? I know you've said you have primary, partner, secondary. So what are you, poly?
Actually, right now I just have one primary and no secondary. But
Well, you said you had a girlfriend.
right.
So is that your primary, or is this like a separate life?
Oh,
then?
this is primary.
So it is a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's into this.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And then
I thought you had like a vanilla life and then your BDSM life.
no, it's all one. If I meet someone that's not into it, then I'll have to figure that out. But,
Okay, so what are you guys, poly?
Yeah.
So does she have partners other than you?
She has one primary partner, and then.
So you're her secondary, and she's your primary.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different ways, different combinations. Like, it'll just end up being probably more complex, but
Is she married?
no.
Okay.
And what was the other question?
Well, I was trying to figure out the dynamic of your personal life.
Oh yeah, so it's all in the lifestyle. There's no like, vanilla, outside aspect of it. Like, there's no secondary partner that's just like vanilla. I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done that before though.
And how does that go?
I mean, I kind of like it. I kind of like doing, like applying one to the other, and like some aspects of it, I find crossover in some way, and this is very minimal, but
But you're talking about incorporating BDSM into your sex?
right, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, with this partner, it's definitely like there's a lot of possibilities there. We've talked about doing, other things, and so.
So, did you meet this person online?
Actually, through a mutual friend. I met my other secondary partner before her online.
Okay, I'm confused now. Who are these people?
Oh, so before I met her at all, I had my secondary partner, and we met through the lifestyle, like online,
Okay.
and then that's kind of how that started.
And that's over now?
Yeah.
Okay. So now you're down to one partner, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. How many BDSM partners have you had?
Before or all together?
Total.
All together, probably, let's see, 4 or 5,
Okay.
something like that.
In like the last few years?
Yeah, since it's like 2015, 14, around there.
Do you guys go to any events or anything?
No, we haven't really done that yet, but we want to. We're like trying to do.
Where did you go to the rope class? Was that at GD2?
Yeah, so the one in Wicker Park.
Yeah, that's GD2. Okay.
Yeah. That's a good
They
one.
have good classes.
Yeah, it's good.
So did you go to the play too, or just the rope class?
So just the class. I've been thinking about going to the other ones, but
To what? To the dungeon or to the other classes?
yeah, to their member parties and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just haven't got around to it. I mean, it does sound pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
They have some like what's the go-to events.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what have you been to any of them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been to them. They're fun. It's good. My dungeon that I really like closed right now. They're looking for a new space, so
Oh.
I'm gonna have to go venture out to other ones.
Okay.
So yeah, I definitely will do that. But I like them all. It's just the one out here in the suburbs. It was so close to me. So now the other ones are further away, and they're fine. It's just driving 45 minutes versus 20 or 25 minutes. I guess it's really not a big deal.
I guess if you really want to go, I guess it's worth it.
Yeah. So overall, how do you feel about the community?
Overall, I mean, it's hard to put it into one. I mean, I like it. I know that it's not for everyone for sure. I know some people stay and some don't, but I think for them it has to do with their relationships rather than the actual community. Like they might, leave it, but I think it might be more because of the partner they had or they tied, something negative to it, but I don't really think it was.
Do you see a lot of people come and go?
Not a lot. I see some though.
Mm-hmm.
Most people, I think, it seems like for the most part, people kind of stay. Like whether they go and come back for a little bit or whatever it might be, like it's still around, kind of. Like for me, I don't see how I would ever leave it for good. I don't really. It's hard to put it into words, really, when you think about it.
Well, what were you doing before you started this 3 years ago?
Well, just going from one partner to another, just doing.
But you were still poly? So you were
yeah.
always in multiple.
I wasn't really in relationships that much. I was kind of doing a little bit of that, but being single, kind of.
Just dating?
Yeah, dating, like
Mm-hmm.
that kind of stuff. And then,
With just vanilla sex involved?
kind of. I mean, I don't know what. I don't know if anal is considered vanilla, but so there was that.
I think kind of.
Threesomes.
You did do threesomes?
A few, and then.
Tell me about the threesomes.
Okay, yeah. So it was just mostly the first one I had was I was with a girlfriend, and then a friend was like, we were hanging out, and for some reason I don't know how it came up. He asked like, hey, like,
Oh, so it was 2 guys and a girl?
yeah, 2 guys and a girl.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was so long ago that I totally forget about it sometimes, and I for some reason I think like, oh, I never really had that many since then, but so that's how it started.
So he propositioned you guys?
Well, me, and then I was like,
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, let me ask and see how that, and then it just started from there,
Mm-hmm.
and then
So it was your girlfriend?
yeah, it was my girlfriend, and so he would go in the front, like she would give him oral,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'd be in her ass, and then we'd kind of just switch like that and do that for like an hour or two.
How was it watching her touching another guy?
Honestly, I was just enjoying what I was doing. I didn't really. Some part of it, I guess, I liked because it was like my my good friends, like probably my best friend actually, and then, I just was enjoying it. I didn't really think too much about.
That
Like-
there was another guy there?
Yeah.
How can you not?
Because we were like best buddies in a way, so it was just like I was around him a lot anyway.
I know, but it's different when he's like smashing your girlfriend.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't that serious a relationship. I guess maybe.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Like, you don't seem that jealous.
No,
You're
I
not
was.
jealous. No possessiveness.
Well, I can't say that. I just at that time I was not.
Okay.
Like, up until probably 28, 27. You know, I just kind of doing my own thing. Didn't
So
really.
when was this threesome? How long ago?
So this was 2012, actually. So this is quite a while ago.
Okay.
And I was in California, living there at the time, and
Is
just
that where you're from?
actually from here, but I lived there for a few years and Arizona a little bit. Yeah. And then that was probably the I'd say the best one I had. Other than that, the other ones they were
Why
okay.
was that one the best?
It was the first one. Like I feel like the
so
first.
it's the most memorable.
Yeah, like the first time I've done that, pretty much anything was probably my favorite time doing it.
Okay.
Because it's new and I got attached to it right away and just couldn't imagine not doing it.
So what about other threesomes? Have you done 2 girls and a guy?
2 girls.
You're the guy and you have 2 girls.
Well, the first time I did that was actually the other girl was just around. She wasn't really participating.
She was just watching?
Yeah. So I don't know if that's considered, but maybe
It's
voyeurism.
something. It's just different, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I liked that. I like kind of having people watching, just like having a crowd in a way. Like, something about that.
Is it that you like to be naked in front of people?
I guess so. I mean, I always like, I feel more comfortable with my clothes off. Like if I'm at home or whatever. Like if I'm with my partner, I prefer not to.
You'll just be naked?
Yeah, it just feels better. It's just like, I mean, we're born that way. It's just
Natural, yeah. And then, like, you don't have trouble getting boners in front of people?
No. No.
Okay. It just doesn't affect you?
Yeah, then the way I don't know how I got over it, but I knew for sure after I did, like, not an orgy, but like a gangbang. Like, I broke up with a partner, and I wanted to, I don't want to say challenge myself, but I wanted to, like, expand a little bit more and try something that seemed intimidating. So I did that, and then...
How did you do a gangbang? Did you sign up for that?
Yeah, I signed up. It was, like 5 people, and
Online? I've seen them online.
Yeah, and then I was nervous for probably the first 20 minutes. I could barely get it up. Like I was just like I tried, like I did, and then it was just hard to come though. After, but
Why?
maybe just because there was people around that I didn't really know them, and just I didn't know who the girl was. Everything about it.
Do you need a connection?
No, I don't think so. Cause no.
Well, what about like one night stands? Have you done that?
Yeah, those are good. I mean, sometimes I feel like I like that more in a way, but I don't know. I don't think so.
You like that more than what? Developing a connection?
Sometimes I like just cutting right to it and just like meeting like something about that. I don't know. Maybe it's just excitement.
It is, yeah.
New, some aspect of that.
Okay, so back to the gangbang.
Yeah.
Okay, so what? It was one girl and there was 5 of you guys there?
Mhm.
Okay. And then what? You guys are having to masturbate around her?
Yeah. So
Was there fluffers?
No, but no. I mean that would have been nice, but no fluffers.
Usually the ones that you sign up online, they do have fluffers.
Yeah.
So there will be a girl like giving hand jobs or blow jobs or whatever while you're waiting for your turn.
How do you know about all this?
I've not done any gangbangs, guys, and nor will I participate in that. Okay, it's not for me.
Yeah, it's not for everyone.
No.
Like, the reason why I got into it is not even really. I don't even know why you would get into it. Mine was totally different. Like I just wanted to challenge myself and just do something that was out of the norm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, you're pretty much standing around for like I don't know not more than 5 minutes before you're getting
turn?
before you're getting like a hand job or you're getting oral.
By this girl.
Yeah, or
this one girl.
Or
so she's having to deal with 5 of you guys.
No,
5 dicks. That's why I haven't done it. It's too many dicks.
Maybe like three at a time is the most.
Sure.
Usually 2.
Mouth, hand.
Yeah, maybe hand,
behind
maybe not.
or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if they're into that, like maybe not behind. I'm sure you can do like 4.
What, DP?
Yeah, DP, and some people were into that.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I have or have my partners actually wanted to do that.
Mhm.
Like at some point, I don't know, maybe. I think I see the attraction to it though, because just the feeling of being like really full, the idea of,
Mhm.
I guess that feels good.
Okay.
She feels good to me too, but
I haven't done it with two guys. I've done it with a guy and like a toy. It was interesting. It does feel really full. That's true. Yeah. I don't know. It was okay. It was
Yeah.
more because he wanted to do it, and I was like, okay, I'll do whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
So it's definitely interesting. And then, what do you think some misconceptions of BDSM are?
So like common myths or misconceptions. I would say that probably saying that everyone's into pain would probably be one.
Mm-hmm.
That everyone is just like super freaky and intimidating.
Personality or their fetishes?
Their fetishes, maybe their
Okay.
personality too, but I don't know what people think. I guess that would probably be the two biggest ones, and then, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that people are too
Did you
selfish.
have any coming in? So selfish?
Yeah, for me, it was probably that I wasn't gonna like find someone that was into what I was into because there's so many different fetishes.
Well, how did you know what you were into? Because it sounds like you've just explored with people.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how like they turn me onto something, or I think about something and then I get into it. But for me, yeah, like probably most of the people I was seeing, it got me into certain fetishes or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you're asking like what I was into before.
Well, your misconceptions coming in. You said that you didn't think you were gonna find people that were into whatever you were into. I still don't know what that is. I know it's maybe some rough sex, multiple partners.
Yeah, like multiple partners, threesomes, like maybe voyeurism, switching. Like I know, pretty much I asked one partner about threesomes, and then that kind of were just like, they were not into it, and that just ended that.
Ended the relationship because they didn't want a threesome?
Yeah, that was probably early on in my BDSM career. I don't say career, but like lifestyle.
I think I said that actually.
Yeah.
Well, it is a career for me, but yeah.
It could be a full-time job, depending, I guess.
It's hard. It's hard to do that. Yeah, you usually have to supplement your income. There's a lot of flaky people, and I don't know. I don't know if you can make like a really good living. Maybe you can, but you got to be really regimented and strict with it.
Yeah, just keep up and everything.
Like hours a day.
Yeah.
That they spend.
Yeah, I see the
Most of us have full time
right
jobs or businesses.
Yeah, you can't just like go on a whim like, oh, I'm just gonna go to Downers Grove and okay, no, they're not gonna show because they're too afraid.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. Well, no, they would come to you, but they're probably not gonna show up sometimes. So
yeah.
There's that. So what about your threesomes? You've done. You said you've done 2 guys and a girl, and then how many times did you do that? Just the once?
So yeah, that was just the once, and then.
How come that friend didn't want to do it again?
So the girlfriend or the guy friend?
Your guy friend, because you said that's your best friend, right?
Oh yeah, we did try, but like I guess.
You tried with a different girl?
Yeah, and then she just I don't think she was into it, so we never did.
Okay.
And then I ended up moving after that.
Oh, was this California?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That was interesting. Like actually trying to, because I don't know how my girlfriend got into it. I guess she was just like, oh sure, I'll try it. But like trying to get someone who's not even in, what I mean, like how do you bring that up, kind of a thing.
How do you bring up what?
Like how do you bring it up to someone that you don't even really know that well, or?
Well, I don't know. I usually find out about it because I ask what their fantasies are.
Sure.
And most guys have a fantasy of being with 2 women, and they want to know if I'm going to be one of those women. So that's usually the way.
Yeah. I mean.
And I think it's a fantasy for a lot of women too, to have 2 guys.
Sure.
Because then it's like you're the center of attention.
Right. Center of attention. You tried it.
Mm-hmm.
You either like it or you don't. Even if you do, maybe you don't. I can't find someone else who wants to do it. Maybe you don't. For me, I think if someone wants something that you don't, maybe you do a trade. Like maybe they want to do this fantasy, but you don't. But you're kind of like on the fence about it.
So that's usually how I propose things. Is I propose trades, but it doesn't usually work out that well because they want what they want, but then they're having to give you something that they don't want to do, and that's the problem.
Yeah,
So
that is true.
I don't know. There's a lot of guys that are kind of jealous or possessive, and they don't want, and they may not even be, but they don't want those images of
Right.
their girlfriend, with another guy, and then like even if that's the price, but even if the reward is getting 2 girls, so they get to have 2 girls, and then they have to sit there and watch her with 2 guys, it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I don't know if they can get over that. Not all of them can.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming they would maybe be the other guy.
They would meet him.
Or no, they wouldn't be the other guy, but it would just be like, it'd just be that one other guy.
Well, no, like with me, it would be somebody I found. It's not
Right.
going to be like some friend he's bringing over or whatever. I'm not
Yeah.
doing any of that. Like, I have
Yeah.
to be the chooser of this.
Yeah.
So it would probably be somebody who my partner doesn't know.
Yeah, that sounds.
So it's going to be some strange guy. I don't know.
Well, there's a safety aspect, of course. It's your partner, and then that one guy.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like, I don't know how women do, like how they do with like maybe 2 strangers. I don't know. I don't think that would be as appealing.
2 strangers?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I would like that either.
Yeah.
I think it's possible. I've seen that happen at dungeons where the people don't know each other. And then they all have group sex together.
Yeah, I mean,
But they feel like it's a safe space, so it works.
right, yeah. You're around other people. It's not like you're going back to someone's apartment or something like that.
Yeah, so the safety aspect.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think if it was 2 strangers, if one of them got out of line, I'm sure the other guy would kind of, I don't know. What do you
Yeah.
think? Like rein it in. So two strange guys going over to this girl's house, and then one of them starts to get out of hand. Don't you think the other guy would like stop that?
Well, yeah, I guess, but are they strangers to each other?
Yeah,
'Cause
they're
if they,
strangers to each
okay.
other.
Well, yeah, in that scenario, probably.
Yeah.
But if it was, I thought we were just talking about if the 2 guys are
Two-
strangers to the girl. If they're friends, then
Oh yeah,
who
they're gonna
knows?
stick together.
Yeah.
Mm,
So. Yeah,
don't know,
I don't
but-
know.
There's
Yeah.
people that have the threesomes like on vacation, and everybody's strangers.
yeah. Cabo or I don't know, somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Destinations. Okay.
Hmm.
So what other like threesome stuff is that it?
Actually, no, I was thinking about going on vacation too, but as far as other stuff,
Yeah, you seem like you've done a lot of like multiple partner things.
yeah, I mean, I kind of like playing with that, like polyamory versus like open relationships. Like some people like to mix both, like do maybe they're polyamorous with 2 people, but then they're open with everyone else, kind of thing. Or
So you're talking about feelings?
yeah,
Okay.
feelings and just like actual.
So primary partner, a secondary partner, and then anyone else that comes in, it's just open relationship where there's no feelings.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've done that, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. It could be, there's so many different combinations. It could be, polyamory with one and then open with everyone else. It depends.
Are you poly with this girlfriend? Do you have feelings for her?
Yeah, and, probably will stay that way.
Mm-hmm.
As far as, anything else, I don't know yet.
Well, what about like monogamous relationships?
Yeah,
Have you done that?
yeah, I mean, I like those. Those are good.
Okay.
It really just
So
depends.
you could be monogamous.
Yeah, I definitely could be. Like, there's no reason why I'm not.
Well, I don't know. Usually, if you're poly, it's one or the other. So,
Yeah, I mean.
like, if you can develop feelings for more than one person and be okay that your partner is also doing that, how do you flip where you're like, okay, we're monogamous and nobody's having any other partners?
Yeah. I guess I would just have to be talked about at some point, like in the beginning, or for me, it's just better to talk about it, I guess, in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I might just stay open because I don't know if I want to like bring into feelings with someone else, like also, because I think it might be too much.
Well, no, that's poly though. Have you had feelings for more than one person at the same time?
Kind of, but essentially, yeah.
Okay, well then that's poly.
Okay. But if there is no feelings, say it's just for one person and everyone else is just is that open then?
So, well, the polyamorous relationship is where you have the feelings.
Okay.
An open relationship it's just well, you can have feelings for each other still, and then it would be you not developing feelings for any potential partners that you're bringing in.
Okay.
That would be open relationship.
Okay.
So it's about rules.
Right.
I've done both.
Yeah.
They're all terrible for me, but I've tried them all. Yeah, I'm way too possessive for that. But I don't know. Like poly, like knowing that your girlfriend is like falling in love with someone else, like how would that make you feel?
See, I know there are people who are like, oh, if it was another woman, that wouldn't be as bad, but like it doesn't matter. I think, I don't really think I would be okay with that. Like that would just be too many moving parts. Like a lot of,
Well, then an open relationship sounds like it's more you than poly.
Yeah, I mean.
Because then it's just sex, and people come and go, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like right now at least, in this relationship.
In the current one, because you're the secondary partner.
Right.
Okay. So what's the story with her primary partner?
It's just like a relationship. They've been together for I want to say like 5 years.
Okay.
And, it's loving. It's like.
Have you met the guy?
Yeah. Actually.
How does that go?
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, I don't know if we're like best friends or anything, but like, but it was okay. Like he's a cool guy. He's they've been together for a while.
He's into BDSM too.
No, not really.
So is that why she finds other partners?
I think that's why we're whatever right now because of that. Like there's a lack of something maybe, and so we get to act that out. And that's part of it.
Yeah, I've heard that from other poly people that they feel like they can't get everything from one person, so that's why they seek out multiple people because they can get something different from a different person.
Yeah, essentially that's from what I've experienced.
A lot of girls want to be the guy's everything. So that goes against like the whole thing of like what we're programmed as far as the romantic movies and the romantic novels and all of that.
Yeah, I can't get into those just because the stories just they assume way too much about relationships.
Well, they're like the perfect relationship.
Yeah.
there's not a lot of issues in those.
Yeah.
It's the fairy tale.
Yeah.
So how is there a fairy tale where there's like you and another girl? No.
with me and
like no, like there's two girls and she's like, oh, that's not my fairy tale. Maybe it is, for the poly people, but. Yeah.
So you're saying that you're too possessive to do anything?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay.
I don't want my boyfriend doing anything with anybody. There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah.
No, I don't like it. Will I ever do threesome? It's possible, but it's all got to fall into place, and then I got to control everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would imagine that that have to be planned pretty well.
Oh, if I plan it out really well, I'm gonna back out of it.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. No, that's not gonna work. It would just be like, I don't know, like at a swingers party, possibly something like that. And in the moment, it feels okay, done. All right, we're doing it, and we're never doing that again. Like something like that.
Yeah.
That's possible. But like planning it out, messaging people, this whole thing, no.
No. Yeah.
No way. That's just way too much work, and what am I getting out of this whole scenario? Not a whole lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, polys, no. I've done both. I've done the poly relationship where I was in love with someone, and then I was in love with someone else, and I saw them at the same time. And that was hard because it was hard to be like in love with two people.
Sure.
and then try to balance them and balance time. So that was kind of difficult. And
Well, wait, was it hard for you or more hard for them? And so you had to be mindful of their feelings, which then in turn made it difficult for you.
it was both.
But it was also just the emotional drain of loving two people was also difficult. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that was definitely draining. Loving two people was hard. I don't know.
I mean, it sounds like it would be. Yeah.
Have you been in love with two people?
Not
If
really.
you have to think about it, it's a no.
No, yeah, no.
Yeah, it was. And then, I don't know, you'll get maybe one person that says that they're okay with it and then they're not okay with it. And then the other one, was okay with it.
Right.
So it was just difficult to balance all of that. And then also if they're seeing anyone on the side, it was just so much chaos.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Just a big dynamic. And like, how am I supposed to say no when I'm in love with two guys? Like, it's kind of difficult to say no to that.
Yeah.
I actually think during that whole course of those relationships, I did keep them away from women. I don't think there's any other women in the mix.
Okay.
But I think that was like 8 months or so. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
And then from the whole time it was all like.
I think I was the only girl, as far as I know, unless somebody was lying.
Oh, okay. But I mean, you were in love like right away.
Well, I was in love with two people. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say, I don't know, it maybe took me a few months to like love the other person,
Sure.
but I was already in a relationship with the one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So balancing that and then like the primary relationship, I mean, as much as it could, it was like breaking him basically.
Okay.
Like to see, because he starts losing time with me. So to start seeing me go to someone else and choose someone else, and then like
Sure.
during the week, who am I
Yeah.
going to see? How many times did I see this person? It was very tricky.
Yeah, because you're like, do you feel like you had to like check your emotions, or kind of like when you come in to see another person, you're just starting?
Well, I'm a very open person. I'm very open and honest, so it's really hard for me to withhold information.
Sure.
So, I don't know, just wanting to tell them everything, but knowing that those things are going to hurt them.
Yeah.
That was hard.
Yeah, that would be hard. Like
Yeah.
for me too, because that's why I don't want to like hide anything. It's hard for me to just like not share something that's on my mind or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, yeah, I could see how that would be difficult.
So it was a lot of that. I actually did this relationship previous to. I've been in a couple of these poly relationships. One of them I was actually married, and then we had an open marriage towards the end of the marriage.
Okay.
That's the end of the marriage.
Yeah.
But yeah, I ended up like falling in love with someone else, and that was part of why my marriage ended. It wasn't the whole reason, but it was definitely part of it.
Yeah.
So that was definitely difficult, because what had been discussed was doing an open relationship,
Sure.
but like not actually thinking that I'm gonna fall in love with someone else.
Okay.
So that was kind of hard.
Yeah. It's like, is it on the table once you start talking about it, or is it just like it's just something that's a possibility?
Well, no, I've done this. I've done these relationships already. So I've had a lot of different kinds of relationships. So I had a monogamous relationship with
Sure.
my ex-husband, and I don't know, I think that went on for maybe 6 years or so, maybe 5, because the first year of the relationship was open,
Sure.
and then and I was probably dating like 5 people at that time.
Yeah.
So that was open, and then I got engaged, got married, and society tells you that it's supposed to be monogamous and closed, and
Yeah.
it was, and whatever. So then that went on for like 6 years,
Sure.
and then from at that point, I wanted an open marriage.
Okay.
So I did. I wanted to go back to how it was when we were dating,
Yeah.
and I sold it to him, and we gave it a try, and it was terrible for him. It was absolutely terrible. So that was a really bad experience. And anyways, so that amongst other things ended that relationship. And then I went into the relationship with this next person, and then that person, it was he was like a primary, and then every time I was gonna step out, he'd close it.
Oh, okay.
So he'd be like, "Oh, I just want to do monogamous." It was like he had radar every time, every single time I found somebody. It was like he knew and he closed it.
Yeah.
So we played that game for a while, for like, I don't even know, 3 years, 4 years, something like that.
Sure.
And then he would go and see people, but never, like, we had a rule that he couldn't see anyone more than once.
Okay.
Yeah, so like the rules.
Yeah.
And that was my fear of like him developing feelings for someone else.
Sure.
So I could deal with him having sex with someone else, but I could not deal with the thought of him having feelings for someone else.
Sure. Yeah.
That was like, it was just too much for me.
Yeah.
So the more times that you see somebody, you're going to build a connection with them.
Yeah.
If it's a one night stand, there's less of a chance that you're going to build some kind of connection with the person.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, I don't know. So then, yeah, I mean, I've actually developed like connections with my one night stands before, so it's possible. You definitely can.
Yeah.
It's a different connection, like from what I think it is to what a guy thinks it is. We actually discussed this.
Yeah.
And like, I was like, oh yeah, I don't understand why these people keep in contact with me like 4 years later after like a one night stand in some random city. And then he's like, because you're the chance to get laid again. Like you're the possibility, even though it's in like a different state, which doesn't make any sense to me, but.
Yeah, it's like they don't want to burn the bridge. You know, like, keep it open.
Like check.
I'm not making this up.
Like check on the status like every once a month or so.
Yeah.
I mean, I did that with a girl who lived in a different country, you know? Like, I talked to her, you know, every
For
now and
that
then.
reason, though?
Well, no, I did like her, too, but, I mean, I still was aware she was in another country. It's only going to progress to a certain point, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, I know what guys do.
Okay, so anyways, that's the connection, yes. And then, I don't know. So I guess I've done all of them, the poly and the open relationships, and they were all really, really difficult. It's just like once you're in. So here's the deal with me. So usually, if I'm in love and completely satisfied with my partner, I don't really want anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
So if I want someone else, there's a problem.
Yeah.
There, something's not being fulfilled,
Sure.
and it needs to be worked on. That's usually what it is.
Yeah.
And so I know it's not that way with guys where they just want variety. I get that. And like they could be completely fulfilled in their relationship and still want to fuck some other girl, which is fine.
Yeah.
But for me, it just doesn't usually work that way.
Right.
So something's missing, and that's why like I want to step out.
Yeah, there's no balance. You know, like something like you said, something's missing, and
Mm-hmm.
you want to fulfill it.
Yeah.
I've heard that. Yeah, like.
And
I
I'm
feel-
just speaking from personal experience. I don't know how it is with other women, but that's how it is with me.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like I mean I hear that, and then also like the new experience, like wanting something fresh. You know, like even if it's just for a little bit or one night.
Well, I think that's more for guys, though. I mean, I don't know. That's not. I don't need new.
Yeah.
Like if I'm happy, like if I'm fucked nightly, like I'm pretty happy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I'm not gonna need a new dick if like I'm getting the one that I need every night. Like that's fine with me. I don't need different ones in the mix.
Yeah.
So that's how I think it's just different with maybe guys and girls or just me and I don't know.
Yeah. I think if I have two partners, I feel like I don't need any more. Like even I can be happy with one, two. And for me, it's already a lot of time spent on two people, whether it's poly, whether it's open, whatever, emotional, and one's not. Like I think at that point it's already like I'm getting what I want from one person and the other person, and why? I mean, I don't really probably feel the need for someone else. Like
A
If I-
third.
Yeah, it wouldn't be anything committed. It would just be like, oh, just for like a minute or a few days or one day.
Well, when I was doing one of those poly relationships, actually both of the poly relationships, I did have other partners too.
Yeah.
So it was the two primary partners, like being in love with them. So it was
Sure.
like two people and two people, and then randoms in the mix as well.
Yeah.
So
As long, yeah, they.
there was randoms. I mean, did they need to be there? No, but like they were there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, do they ever really need to be there? I don't know, but they're just there and.
Well, I think with those relationships, so with those two specific relationships, I wasn't fulfilled fully in either one of, well, it was like 4 relationships. So I wasn't fulfilled in any of those relationships. So maybe, that's why I was seeking out the other partners on top of the poly relationship that I had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think that's why I did it too. Like there was just one little thing that I wanted that I was looking for. That's why I was probably like looking for a third random or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But I did find that, like, I was definitely not fulfilled with the randoms.
Yeah. Okay. I mean.
I wasn't. I don't think I got anything out of, like, any of that, actually. Any of
Okay.
those randoms. I don't know.
Not enough
Because
time.
there wasn't a connection there.
Okay.
So, for me, there needs to be something there. It's not just sex,
Right.
I gotta, like and admire this person.
Right.
To let them touch my body pretty much. So, so it's not just like finding some person,
Yeah.
off the street. There's something there. There's some kind of connection or potential or whatever the case is.
Sure.
I don't know.
I feel like that's why some people don't match up. Like say I have like 2 partners and then I'm looking for a third, whether it's just, for one day or something. Like there might not be a connection there. It's like maybe they're looking for something one day, I'm looking for something totally different. But then maybe if we had met on a different day, it would have worked. Like I felt, oh, I want this, and then they wanted something else. Like it seems like that's.
Well, is that when you would go to the other partner?
That was when I wasn't seeing, like, say it was on a Tuesday and I wasn't seeing any of the partners on that day, so I just wanted to go out and
And get someone else.
yeah, just like maybe not boredom, but like maybe that's part of it. Just was used to seeing someone, so not having someone around for 2 days or something like that.
So what did you do? You picked up people at clubs and bars?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And that wasn't really fulfilling anything. It was maybe, if anything, I was just fulfilling it for a minute, as far as like doing something, even if it's just one thing different, like a different position or trying some different type of emotional thing, but it didn't really work. Yeah, because a lot of the partners are like the one night stands or whatever. Even if it was just like a fling, it was just like for a week or 2. They would think that I was getting serious, and I was like,
Wait, why?
just because I was so comfortable, I guess, and they thought I was serious, like trying to get into something, and at that point, when you have to explain, it's just already too late.
Explain what?
Explain why what I'm really, like, oh, I have other partners or whatever.
Oh, well, did they want a serious relationship? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know what they wanted. Maybe they did. Maybe they just wanted someone casual. But
Yeah, but why would they care if you had other partners if they didn't want a serious relationship?
well, they didn't care about the other partners. They just thought they thought that I wanted something more than it seemed to be. Like they thought I wanted something like a long term, something more serious.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing that we were doing was indicating that, but it just maybe they felt something, or maybe it was something else. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean,
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay. Cool. Adam, do you have any questions?
Nope.
Good. Anything else you want to talk about?
Not nothing I can really think of. No.
Okay. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for listening to Bound to Talk. Look for us on YouTube, iTunes, or visit boundtotalk.com.